blockchain crypto gang. It's been a minute, y'all. I already know. Ain't really said anything the last week or so, and we've been through a lot the last week or so. We have seen crypto just crumble. We've seen the stock market, the NASDAQ. We've seen everything. The markets are just on some yuck right now. And, you know, I got a lot of different, I'm sure you guys do have a lot of different things that you're looking at. It's like, damn, it's looking terrible out there. It's looking crazy out there in these streets. But it is what it is. It's part of the game. You know, you don't really get, like, especially if you've been in the crypto for a minute, like seeing the NASDAQ and some of my stocks, you know what I'm saying? I've seen my Boeing stocks take like $30 a piece within the last like week and a half. But I'm used to these kind of volatilities because I'm used to crypto at this point. Not to say that it feels any better, it's just that it, you know, you kind of get a tolerance built to seeing these massive swings. And actually, when Bitcoin was about 67 to 69, almost 70, I was actually looking to make a large purchase. So some of you guys know I don't typically keep too much in savings, especially during bull cycles, because I figure if I keep, you know, my savings in different assets while the market is good, then that savings is going to build, right? Faster than it would just because of the interest rate or whatever that banks pay. So I figure, you know, I'll keep it in different things. So I had an allocated amount, a special amount allocated for the purchase I was going to make. And I had it mostly in Bitcoin, but in other cryptos as well. So what I did is I moved it all over. I moved it all to Bitcoin, the special fund allocated for that. Because I was like, okay, when I make the purchase, either I could use Bitcoin or I could just sell the Bitcoin and on Cash App and then just use the card. And that was kind of like my strategy, which I've done before. So, you know, I was looking at a few different cards and I just wasn't really feeling it, so I didn't pull the trigger on it. And in the back of my mind, I was even thinking, because it's like when Bitcoin's like 60, 69, 70, when it touched 70 for a minute. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't want it to go to 75 as soon as I make this purchase, or to 80, and it starts running up. I'm going to feel bad. I already know when I look at it like a year from now, I'm going to realize like whatever I spent is probably going to be 3 or 4 times more than it would. But, you know, saying I've already found a way to justify that. Like, hey, you know, it wasn't there at the time. Plus, I still got another month or another year to stack that back up or whatever. But then we just seen a tank. So, like, even lately, I was supposed to go meet somebody to check out a vehicle. And Bitcoin was down 5%. This was just like a few days ago. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it when I'm going to lose 5% of the leverage that I could be using. Let me get it right. Let me get it back up. Let me get it on an upswing. That way, it's kind of like I'm spending more profits, even though where Bitcoin's sitting right now is still a profit, but you know. But anyway, because I've already did a video on Donald Trump and his vice president pick, which I think would be good for crypto. I said it before. I think that JD Vance, no matter what you think about his politics overall, because he holds Bitcoin, I believe that, hey, you know, it'd probably be a good policy. He'll probably make good policy or encourage good policy for Bitcoin. And then you've seen Donald Trump at the Bitcoin conference, and he's speaking a bunch of jargon, and a lot of it he doesn't really know what he's talking about. But I think him just being in office, the market will react to that. And now we're looking at the other side of the coin. Kamala Harris, potential VP pick, stands on Bitcoin and crypto, with Kamala Harris's choice of running mate expected this week. They actually expect it today or tomorrow. Here's a look at the crypto stances of her potential VP selections. This is just today. We're not going to read the whole thing. In brief, Kamala Harris's choice of running mate could indicate how she plans to govern if elected, and leading contenders for the spot show varying degrees of support or cautions toward crypto. Some contenders like Josh Shapiro and Andy Beshear have been actively involved with or supportive of crypto-related activities at the state level, while others like Roy Cooper have taken a more cautious approach. The crypto stances and other leading choices like Gretchen Whitmer and Mark Kelly are less clear, but they have political allies who support pro-crypto legislation and or otherwise indicated potential openness to the industry. Now look, few years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we didn't even have this type of talk. We didn't even have candidates that were really open, at least not the main candidates. I remember I did report on Andrew Yang on CryptTalk podcast. Andrew Yang was pro-crypto. Some of the other lesser-known candidates at the time were pro-crypto, but as far as like the main contenders, they didn't really have too much to say about crypto, and if so, it was usually negative. A lot of the politicians that were openly speaking of crypto was typically to the negative. It was typically the speech about, oh, it's bad, it's for criminals, it's for money laundering, no, you can't trust it, it's going to replace the dollar, and blah, 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 blah. But now we're at a time where, because of the popularity of Bitcoin, because of the success of Bitcoin, because of the development and the adoption, not just by different countries, but by large corporations, and especially now with the ETFs in play, people are starting to open up the Bitcoin a little bit. So Kamala Harris's improbable ascent to presumptive Democratic presidential nominee, she has already flipped the script on how November's election will impact crypto policy. For months, it appeared that former President Donald Trump had become the pro-crypto candidate, while President Joe Biden obstinately refused to embrace bipartisan pushes for industry-related legislation. But now all bets are off, of course, because, you know, Harris is not a candidate. But let's just look at what they're saying about her and her crypto. How might Harris's choice of vice president impact American crypto policy? With her vice president announcement reportedly due this week, here's a list of the top candidates for the job and where they fall when it comes to blockchain tech. Josh Shapiro. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is currently considered as a top pick for Harris due to a massive popularity in one of 2024's most crucial swing states. While he's not said much publicly about crypto, Pennsylvania has become one of the country's hottest markets for Bitcoin mining under his tenure. To that end, Shapiro even found himself listed as a co-defendant alongside the publicly listed Bitcoin mining company earlier this year, when a nonprofit sued over alleged pollution caused by energy taxing crypto mining operations. So, in other words, he did stand his ground with Bitcoin miners. Tim Walz. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, a dark horse choice for Harris VP national profile, has surged in recent weeks. He has never made any public statements about crypto. His record as committed progressive governor could cut both ways when it comes to blockchain tech. On one hand, Walz has positioned himself as a pragmatist who balances strong union ties with the desire to create jobs and foster innovation. On the other hand, however, the governor has pushed his state to pursue one of the most progressive energy policies in the country. So they're saying that, hey, if they're going to be strong on energy, they might not be too pro-crypto, too pro-Bitcoin because of the mining. But most miners are going to use the most cost-effective, energy-effective, efficient ways that they can. Let's see what else. There was something in here where it said that she was talking to Mark Cuban. Here's the headline for that story. Mark Cuban says Kamala Harris's camp reached out with multiple questions about crypto. So I think Mark Cuban is an ally to the Democrat. There he goes. Within 48 hours of launching her campaign, Harris's camp reached out to billionaire and prominent Bitcoin advocate Mark Cuban with multiple questions about crypto policy, as he told Decrypt. The industry lobbying groups, cautiously optimistic that change could come, have implored Harris to explicitly release a digital asset agenda for her presidency and to choose a pro-crypto running mate. How might Harris's choice... Okay, I think we already did this. Impact American crypto policy with her VP announcement. Okay, we already said that. So we're going to see. I think no matter how it goes, as long as they're not so anti-Bitcoin, anti-crypto that they make heavy regulations and that they try to do things to impose on the innovative development of blockchain technology. And I think at this point there's too much information out there. And I also think that because the ETFs are already a go, they're already out there. It means that, you know, your standard status quo financial market and system has already embraced it. Like, I have, even in my 401k, I have Bitcoin mining company stock. I have a Bitcoin ETF that pays dividends. So because of that, I don't think they're going to go too hard on Bitcoin, because that would in turn hurt a lot of the large financial institutions and investment vehicles that are part of the financial, market. So because of that, I don't think that they're going to purposely disrupt that, because that would disrupt money, that would disrupt economics. It wouldn't be a good look. So I don't think that they'll do too much of that. Now, whether they want to classify other cryptos as securities or not, I don't think that's going to be as easy after the SEC Ripple situation. I don't think it's going to be too easy to label an L1, a layer 1 crypto, as a security, possibly the layer 2s. But we're going to see how it goes, man. And as we can see, Bitcoin did fall all the way to 50,000. It's starting to recover right now. It's up 4% at $56,081. Ethereum starting to recover. Now, this could just be a pump fake. All these did crash significantly this weekend. And this could be a pump fake. This could just be, the market recovering a little bit. Maybe some of the whales buying up. And the market may get flushed again. Some people are saying it's going to go to as low as 40,000. I hope not. I really do hope it recovers, because I do have something that I wanted to do in the next week. So hopefully the market can recover. We can at least get back to a $65,000 Bitcoin. But until then, the dip will be bought tomorrow automatically via direct deposit. So I'm not mad at that regardless. So, if it's going to stay down, at least stay down until tomorrow afternoon. Just do me that solid, Bitcoin. Anyway, I'm out, y'all. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Put your